Yo, yo, yo. Welcome live from the nation's capital, DMV. You got running point on this go around, Gene, and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
kicking it out on the wing to my running mate, Sleeper King Jose. If y'all notice, we down two. We two down this week, but you know what though? The people, the millions of viewers need their podcast, so we're gonna definitely try to give it to them, Jose.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're gonna
Definitely,
keep the party rolling.
definitely, man. We had an interesting week of football this week. We had a lot of big games going on. A lot of big performers led by a rookie at that. So, you know, I, so how did you watch your podcast this week? Jose? Did you have time to take in a whole lot of games,
Uh,
or watch your fantasy?
this was my first time actually doing a red zone.
Uh-huh.
I just strictly looked at the red zone. I didn't watch a full game.
Okay.
Only full game I watched was the San Fran game against man, I forgot. Indianapolis, and I was very disappointed. Other than that, that red zone man was really on point for my fantasy league.
Yeah, man. I watched most of my weekend was spent watching the Washington football team and against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and I watched a little bit of the Ravens and Bengals game. So that was a blowout though. So.
Oh yeah, I watched a little bit of the Falcons and Dolphins.
Okay. So without further ado, let's run down some of those games that we had last week. Let's start with the Browns and the Broncos, which I thought was an interesting fantasy goal, especially with Baker Mayfield being out. On the Cleveland side, you had Case Keenum. He gave one touchdown, 199 yards, a pretty pedestrian performance. If someone picked him up off of a late waiver because they had to, I can see it. But other than that, I don't think too many people was playing Case Keenum. You had D. Johnson gave you 22 carries for 146 yards, one touchdown, which was a big pickup for anybody who probably had Kareem Hunt, Chubb, or both, right? Which I think you had both, right, Jose?
Yeah, I had both. Rodney picked up Johnson.
Okay.
And he had him on the bench, so I'm happy for that.
I know he was hurt. I don't even know what he was thinking about having him on the bench, man. Like that was crazy. Bridgewater did a Bridgewater day, 187 yards, two touchdowns, one pick. Not too much from him. Sutton is coming back down to earth a little bit. 5 catches, 68 yards. Question: what do you think right now about Cleveland's receiving core? Like with Odell, Landry, you know what I mean? How do you feel about them as far as play in fantasy?
Man. Well, I think it's a good thing that Landry's back. I think he's a possession receiver. I think with him being back, there's going to be some stability with there's more catches. His first game, this first game back, he had 8 targets, 5 catches. But you got to get back in the swing of things, get your win, get your stamina back. So I think he'll be all right, and I think the turning point will be 2 more games probably.
Okay. So question: do you think Odell will ever be Odell again?
I think 1 more year. I don't think he'll ever be Odell again, but he is crafty. He has hands, but I also think it's a mental part too. He's kind of a diva, so the more he get amped up, the more he produces. So if somehow you can, put him on a pedestal a little bit, feed him the ball a little bit, he'll start getting those numbers back up again. But nah, right now it's all the mental part right now.
Right. Yeah. Like there's not much from this game from a fantasy standpoint. Yeah, their receivers for Cleveland. A couple years ago, people would have said that they had the top 3 receiving core in the league, and now they rely mostly on the run game. Even with the two backs out, the receivers were still pedestrian, and the back got all the work. So yeah, in Denver, from a offensive standpoint, it's not much of a fantasy play there. Noah Fant and Curtis Sutton both led them in catches. They both had 5 catches. Sutton amazingly only had 5 targets. So Bridgewater is Bridgewater. There's only so much that's going to be put up with him at quarterback. He's pretty much a game manager. So
Plus, I think Jerry Judy coming back next week. I believe he's coming off of IR soon.
yeah, yep,
So that helped them out.
yep.
But going back to receivers for Cleveland, I think Landry. I think with him being back in and him getting those catches, I think he'll start opening up for other players too. And then getting Baker Mayfield back on 100%. I also think that's going to open up players.
Yeah, definitely. But you don't think they have any wide receiver 1s or 2s on Cleveland? Like, would you call Landry?
No, I used to Landry's a 2. He's like a 2A.
Okay.
But you still got. I think Odell's still number 1, but
really, I mean, but not as far as a play though, right? Like, not as far as
he's a number 1, but not like a Hall of Famer number 1. Not like
right.
take over the game. He has the ability,
right?
But he's converted to just a number 1 receiver.
But
he's Amari Cooper.
Play though, from a fantasy play, right?
Nah, I wouldn't.
I don't rank him in the top 24, top 40 right now.
For a fantasy play, I will hold. I will wait for some consistency. I think there's other players that you could pick up or have in your bench to start over him for right now.
Gotcha. All right, next game. Washington football team, Green Bay Packers. Man, this is the game I watched the most this weekend. It was interesting. Heineke, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 268 yards. He should have had a rushing touchdown, but he doesn't know the rules. So he dove in a half yard short of the end.
Yeah, he did.
I know that hurt anybody that had him in fantasy. Like, that was 6 points gone right there. Also, he had a crucial drop in the end zone by McLaurin.
Yeah.
Like, that was tough. That caused him some fantasy points.
He had 66 yards rushing too.
Yeah, he did have 66 yards rushing. So that definitely, So what was his fantasy total for the week? I think it was something maybe like between 17 and 20 points, I believe.
For Heineke?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I forgot who had him on our league, but I think it was between like 17 and 20. So for our league. So he's definitely a fantasy play. Like, he's not really hurt in your fantasy. It's not translating wins for his team, but for fantasy, his rushing. Actually, he had 95 yards rushing. 10 carries, 95.
He had 95? Oh, wow.
95 yards. 10 carries, 95 yards. Plus 268 passing and a touch. Yeah, so the issue, though, in fantasy for the Washington football team has been Gibson. Like, he came into the season as a top 10 back, which we all know I never believed him as a top 10 back.
For Gibson? Yeah.
Yeah,
but for some reason, I mean, he's still, before this week, he was still like top 25.
Right.
So, yeah, so like we, my bad. Yeah, so I would say, like, if you have him still, I would still play him, but he wouldn't be my start. If you got somebody that's better than him, that's more consistent, I'll have him like running down the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, he finished with 14 carries, so that's definitely a number 1 back touches, but he only had 51 yards with a long of 6. J.D. McKissick, 4 carries, 22 yards, hit a long of 8. I think they definitely thought that they were going to get more explosive plays out of Gibson before the season started. And besides that 1 screen pass in Buffalo, he really hasn't had any explosive plays. So that's.
And he had 1 fumble too.
Yeah, and he did have a fumble. McLaurin, 7 catches, 122 and a touch with a long of 40. He definitely is a wide receiver 1 in fantasy because they don't throw the ball anywhere else. Seals Jones is actually becoming a good play too, as far as
Yeah, if he's still available, I definitely try to pick him up. If you need a tight end off a bye week.
Yeah, yep. Green Bay on the Green Bay end, pretty much, as things when it's playing. Aaron, 274, 3 touches, no picks. Aaron Jones. Now, this is my issue. What do you think about about their backs? Like, how do you feel about Aaron Jones has 6 carries for 19 yards? How do you feel about
Man, I
how
think they
they
went.
utilize their backs?
I think they went away from their run game.
Okay.
It's not there. I mean, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because their line got beat up in free agency. But I don't know. They're supposed to be running just as much as they pass. They're supposed to be like a West Coast offense, like a Kyle Shanahan,
Right.
McVay type of offense. A balance of both. But it looks like it's more pass. I think just Aaron Rodgers, like he picks the plays and say, okay, I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna use that. But I don't trust their running backs right now. I mean, unless it's gonna be a blowout and then they don't have to pass the ball or they're going against a defense that really can't stop the run, then of course they're gonna run the ball. But with him, I'll just play a good matchup. I wouldn't even touch
Yeah.
that.
And it's crazy because he's always productive when he touches it. It's just that I don't know what happened to his touches. Even in the passing game, man, he got five receptions, but only 20 yards for Aaron Jones. Devontae Adams didn't have one of his best games, but he gave you some numbers with 6 catches, 76 yards, and he had a touchdown.
I'm gonna tell you, this weekend it was true to what they were saying about tight end. Was it tight end day?
Yeah.
Oh man, mostly every tight end was going off. Tunyon, he produced this time in that game. He had 4 catches on 5 targets, 63 yards, and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So that's big when he normally for this year he hasn't really been producing that much.
Right now, definitely. All right, let's move on to the next game here. Next game up is the Chiefs and the Titans. So what is going on with the Chiefs? Oh man, I didn't think this was possible. Like,
Yeah, that this caught me by surprise too. This caught me by surprise.
I didn't think Pat Mahomes 20 for 35. 20 only 206, 1 pick, no touches. He did lead the game a little early with a concussion, but by then it was already pretty much a wrap. Chad Henne came in and gave him with 11 to 16, 82 yards, pedestrian numbers. Ryan Tannehill, 21 for 27, 270, a touchdown and a pick. Now, Derrick Henry threw a touchdown, but I'm sure his fantasy owners would have much rather him ran it.
Right.
Down there, man. Like in
And
most leagues,
it's
in
4 points.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. A run
Right.
touchdown is worth more than the pass.
I'd rather him throw it and do a pitch back to him for a touchdown.
Right. Hey, there was a game like that before. The guy that had the most fantasy points ever on like one play. I forgot who it was, but he threw the ball. It got tipped. He caught it.
Mariota?
Yeah, that's what it was.
I think it was Mariota. Yeah, he ran for like
what did he get,
60
10
yards.
points or something? He got
I don't
like
know.
12 points off one play.
I don't know.
It was crazy, yo. So on the Kansas City side, we had Pat Mahomes. Actually, man, Andy Reid. As much as I hate to criticize Andy Reid, I feel like some of these old Philly issues are creeping back up with the way he called plays. Pat Mahomes led them in carries, 6 carries for 35 yards, right? Like I feel like that can happen. D. Williams had 5 touches for 20 yards, and Tariq Hill. So out of your top 3 ball carriers with the most carries, out of your top 4, only one was a running back. That's crazy. And the running back had 5 touches.
Man, I mean, with Kelsey, I think something's up. I mean, Kelsey and Tariq Hill, when you got out performed by yardage with Pringle. Oh, was it Pringle? Yeah, he had 73 yards. Yeah, you're in trouble. Like it should be Hill should be at least targeted. Like he was targeted 9 but caught 6. like you said, the play calling, man. I don't think it got him open enough, or they probably just slept on him.
Well,
They could have been right because their defense. Look. I was like, I'm not playing Titans defense. They ain't got no corners,
right.
but they shut them down. They was sacking them. They sacked them 4 times. I was like,
Completely.
whew.
And in all fairness to Kelsey though, to Reed though, Kelsey did have 12 targets. He had double the targets of Pringle. He just didn't do more with like the targets that he had. Yeah, he had double the targets. B. Williams came out the backfield with 3. Tariq Hill had 6 catches, 49 yards. Pedestrian for him. Harmon 4 catches, 28. McKinnon 2, and a few people with 1. On the Tennessee side, Derrick Henry didn't go off. He had 29. It took him 29 carries to get his 86 yards. He only had a long one.
That was a surprise because the Chiefs don't got a run defense. But I don't know what happened. They must see them a lot or something.
Yeah, something. Because I don't know how they shut that down.
Unless he was tired.
Yeah.
But AJ Brown went off though.
Yep. 8 catches, 133, and a touchdown. That's something that, like, Julio, man, I don't know. I feel like I thought coming into the season that Julio would be the number 1 and AJ would take a back seat. But yeah, I think AJ might be the number 1 moving forward.
Or they doubling him and leaving AJ Brown. I mean, I don't know. I gotta see how the play call was.
Yeah. So Julio only had 2 catches, 38 yards. Pruitt with 2 catches, but not much from the receiving core over there. Our next game, so there was a lot of there wasn't a lot of like great matchups this week, just for the record. There was kind of a lot of like bland games going on. The next matchup was the Falcons and the Dolphins.
Yeah, I want to bring this up. We talked about it on Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be much.
He was like, everybody was saying, y'all was saying like, hey man, Jose said all of them gonna do good. Everybody's gonna have to do some good stats. Who's not gonna do good? I was like, okay. I said, matchup, man, it's all matchup. Like Kyle Pitts, man, he is starting to go off, man. Honestly, man, that offense is starting to click.
Yeah, that light coming on for Kyle Pitts.
Not for only Kyle Pitts, for Falcons. I mean, that's another 300 yards Matt Ryan did. He's starting to look like the old quarterback of himself. Yeah. You got Riley, Ridley coming back. He's doing good. He didn't do his performance like he did last year, but you could tell they're starting to try to get him back in. Gage stepped up this game. And then Cordell Patterson, he's just a freak, man. Yeah, he didn't do his normal numbers, but it was good enough.
Yeah, Matt Ryan had 25 of 40, 336, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
And 1 sack.
Yep, only got sacked once. Pat somehow had a QBR only 47, but Patterson was 14 carries, 60 yards. This is the thing that's the most shocking from the start of the season to now is that Patterson has completely took over the role of running back. Like Davis, 4 carries, 10 yards. Like that's it. Like
he hits that hole quick, man.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, Kyle Pitts, like you mentioned, 7 catches, 163. He didn't get a touchdown, but
where was Mike Davis last year?
He was in
Jacksonville.
Carolina.
Oh, Carolina, yeah.
Right? Yeah. And they thought like they got him fridge, like they thought that he was going to be the like that piece. Because I think he did pretty well when Christian McCaffrey was hurt last year.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is, but
he must be that playbook.
Yeah, it's not happening for him. Tua Tagovailoa.
He went off.
Yeah, he went off the last couple of weeks. He's had a couple of weeks of good games, but it hasn't turned into wins for him. But 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, but he had 291. Yeah, he's back and showing up. Ever since those Deshaun Watson rumors have gotten a little louder, he's been
exactly.
He's been on fire. And
exactly.
He's 32 of 40. Only 8 incompletion.
80%, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. But you were
Yeah.
saying, Ronnie was saying he was doing those slants. He does a lot of slants. To Waddle. I mean, Waddle had eight targets, 7 catches, 83 yards. Gesicki, my tight end that I get on my squad. He had 8 targets, 7 receptions, 85 yards and a touchdown, which I like. I wish he had a little bit more, but I can't complain.
Yep, yep. We had 7 for Gesicki, yep, 7 for Waddle. So he definitely spread the ball around. 3-2, 4-2.
Now, Gaskin is another player that is up and down, man. Like he can produce, but it's like something with that offensive playbook or something where he'll be good one game, next
Mhm.
game be sorry. He get no catches, you
Yeah,
know.
it might be just one of them situations where they just go to wherever they roll the coverage away from, right? You know what I mean? Where they don't actually run plays for him. You know what I mean? He just, as far as the game plan, they just take what they give him. Like, that's kind
Man.
of how. Yeah,
He in that role like Swift. He can catch the ball and run, but
yeah.
I don't know what's up.
All right. So what we got next? Um. So we got the Jets and the Patriots, and this, whoo, the Jets, man. Like, I don't know what is going on with the New York Football Jets.
Man,
Like,
they remind me of the Niners.
nah, they got nothing on them, yo. Like, the Jets. So Zach Wilson got hurt. That's a big takeaway from this game. That's the big news. If you guys Zach Wilson on your fantasy team, he wasn't doing much for you anyway, but he really won't be doing much for you for the next 2 to 4 weeks moving forward. Um, then you got M. White came in for him, gave 202 a touch and 2 picks. Nothing much. Not a lot to talk about with the Jets. Carter, 11 carries, 37 yards. E. Moore, 1 carry, 19 yards. Receivers didn't do much. Carter also had 8. Well, I guess Carter,
Carter, if you got Carter, if he's a free agent, you need to pick him up.
yeah, Carter definitely gave you. He gave you 8. He gave you 8 in the air with 67 and another 37 on the ground. He didn't get a touchdown though. T. Johnson, 665. Your
That's all.
man,
That's all their running backs.
yeah. The next receiver did something would be Terrence, man. Corey Davis, man.
Corey Davis, yeah, he got a touchdown
He got
though.
a touchdown, yeah. So Terrence would be proud, man. So shout out to Terrence, man. Corey Davis with 447 and 1 touch. So, but yeah, the Jets. I mean, I don't know if anybody is a play from their offense moving forward, except maybe Corey Davis, right? And Carter, you think?
Yeah, Davis, Carter, and Crowder.
Okay.
I mean, Elijah Moore maybe in the future. I mean, down the road, but right now it's Carter, Davis, and James Crowder like far behind him.
Gotcha. Yeah, that offense is hurting. Meanwhile, on the Patriots side, man, Mac Jones
Man,
looking like
he
I
does a
don't
lot of
know
dink and dunk.
what's coming. You said a lot of dig and dunk.
Yeah, a lot of dink and dunk. But I
That dig
mean,
and dunk got a
he
307.
he distributed the ball around though. He passes a lot of people.
He even got Brian Hoyer in the game, which is surprising because no matter what the blowout was when Brady was there, he would never come out the game. So, 307 and 2 touches for him. Brian Hoyer even got a little bit of work. Harris, what's up with D. Harris, man? He's becoming like you. I should never play New England running backs, but Harris is becoming a must play every week now.
Man,
14
shoot,
carries, 106 and 2 touchdowns.
I don't know, but that dude Taylor, JJ Taylor, he had 2 touchdowns too as well as a backup.
Yeah, he did. He did on 9 carries. Imagine those touchdowns would have went to Jones. I mean, would have went to Harris,
And
which
then
is
Bolden, he had I mean, mostly catches though. He had 7 targets, 6 catches, 79 yards for a touchdown, averaging 13 a yard. I mean, 13 yards per catch. That's not bad for a running back coming out of the backfield.
yeah, not at all, not at all. And the receiver, yeah, Bolden, like you said, 679, Bourne 468, Aguilar 2 for 51. Smith 2 for 52. But he definitely spread it around. It was 12 people had catches on the Patriots squad. So that's pretty impressive. So they spread it around, which is probably not good for a fantasy team if you have a Patriots receiver.
Nah, you might as well pick up just Mac Jones.
Yeah,
I mean, he does like to target Myers, Jacoby Myers a lot.
All right, moving forward, it's another game that's just like a surprising score. The Giants and the Panthers, man.
Oh yes,
Um, yeah, Sam Donald,
got
16
got benched.
for 25, 111, right? Got benched, got put on the pine for PJ Walker of all people who went 3 of 14 after he came in. Hubbard hasn't been too impressive since McCaffrey went down. He had 12 carries, 28 yards. That offense is pummeling quick. Moore, 6 catches, 73 yards. I think he's the only person that you play from the offense right now. DJ Moore.
Man, what surprised me is I don't know what's going on with Robbie Anderson, man. He is not. He had 9 targets, 3 catches. He's been doing that for the last 3 weeks, like high volume targets, and only like 3.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just a quarterback play. Like I think Donald is just missing on some throws. At least a little bit I watched the last couple of weeks. Like Donald definitely missed some throws and definitely forced some throws too with them interceptions.
So I think that'd be one of the busts is more DJ Moore. I mean DJ Moore. You got Sam Darnold, of course, is a bust.
Right.
And then probably Hubbard was the most disappointed. Probably one of the disappointing for this week because last 2 weeks he was doing like high volume.
Yeah, definitely. On the Giants side, you got Daniel Jones, 23-33. He completed 23 passes for only 203 yards. You talk about dinging and dunking with 1 touchdown. Booker gave you 14 carries for 51. Jones also ran for 28. Daniel Jones did. Receiving. Now, I had Eric Ingram because I figured like somebody got to catch the ball, but damn, I don't know why he don't get numbers. Like he never get. I remember he started off so promising when they first got him. He's athletic.
Because he had Eli. Eli
Yeah,
would fit.
yeah,
Eli Manning would have fit him.
yeah. Now he's just been like average at best. Slayton 5 catches, 63 yards. Ingram 6 for 44. Pettis 5 for 39. Again, nothing really stands out there with this game. Unless you got some more on that one, we can move on to the next one.
I mean, keep an eye. I mean, I got sleepers on Dante Pettis. If you need a receiver, I mean, he's not going to be no starter, but like if you need somebody just like to give you a couple little points, yeah. he's been doing a little good for the last 2 weeks. Slayton, of course, he's their speedster. Other than that, man, I don't see it until like Sterling Shepard really comes back or Barkley. Or Galladay. It's kind of rough. I was surprised that they won.
Definitely. You owe me both. All right, move on down to now.
When I was watching this game, I kept seeing Giants on top, but in my head I was thinking like, damn, Panthers got the 25-3. Woo! I said,
nah, it was the Giants, man. Hard to believe, but it was the Giants. Next game, the shocker of the day. This was supposed to be the best game of the day. It was the biggest blow. Well, the second biggest blow behind the Patriots and Jets. The Bengals and the Ravens.
Woo! Oh yes.
People can't call them the Bungles anymore, man.
Yes.
The world is becoming like I'm not gonna go to the.
Put some respect in his name.
Yeah, I think it's too early, but he's definitely putting fear in the heart.
Woo!
And
416.
Yeah, man. And I'm sure his fantasy owners love him, man.
Man, I seen him play because I was watching red zone, and he for 200 yards every time he kept popping up on the red zone. I was like, man, whoo! The way he was stopping and going, catching the ball, and then Uzuma, he was doing good. Oh man, honestly, man, that they got some weapons, man. And the thing is, like Tyler Boyd, he's their third receiver.
Yeah. Behind Higgins.
And honestly, he's like a 2A, like a 2A, like a 2B. You know, he's really good as number 2 receiver, but he's on like the third string, and Hardy didn't get no catches this game. But they got
Yeah.
some weapons, man. They can. Oof. And
Mhm.
Mixon is really doing good too. I was watching him run. He runs hard.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, 112 carries, but he still got 59 yards and a touch. Uh,
Yeah, they surprised me. I
yeah, P Ryan got 52 and a touch.
I ain't see that coming.
Yeah, Burrow with 416, 3 touches and a pick. And you already mentioned Jamar Chase. He's a monster, man. I had him in my other league. He gave me like 60 points. He was like 8 catches, 201, a touch. That 82-yard run was monster. He had the catch that they just shown on the highlights, on the sideline catch when he turned around and he tiptoed
Yeah,
and go tapped off a turnaround. Like that was crazy, man.
man, that slant was crazy. When he,
Yeah, he caught that joint and broke 2 tackles and was
yeah, it was
ghost.
gone.
It was ghost.
I mean, you didn't do it on no like sorry team. You did it on like the
All right.
Ravens, you know.
Yeah, who's been shutting people out? They just blew out the Chargers last week.
Yeah, so you like,
Yeah. So yeah, man, you got P Ryan did a little something, man. Just only got one catch, 23 yards. To go with his 11 carries and 52. The Raiders side, man, just when they were ready to anoint Lamar Jackson, man, he completes under 50% of his passes, 15 for 31, 257, one touch. Then you got Baltimore rushing. Jackson led them in rushing as well, 12 carries, 88 yards, man. They're backs, man. He has to do too much. Like, he does entirely too much. Freeman only had 4 touches. T. Williams had two. Bell 5 touches for 5 yards. The receiving again, you got Brown, who gave 5 receptions for 80 yards, who caught 5 for 80. Bateman 3
yeah,
for 80.
yeah. I had him on my sleeper list.
Really?
I
Yeah.
had
Okay.
him. I told him stash him quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Andrews came back to earth this week after having a huge day last week.
Yes, he did.
3 for 48. As I watched Alvin Kamara take a short one from Winston and run about 35, 40 yards.
No, man, don't even tell me about that game, man. I want Lockett. I mean, after that one big play to Metcalf, that was it. It's
Ain't
been
been anything so far in the Monday night game. That's currently
standstill.
going. Yeah. So we can move on to the next one, man. That Baltimore Bengals game was definitely shocking, man. I wonder what this gonna mean moving forward. Um,
No, I think it's just rivals. I mean, I think they just know each other.
yeah,
You
you
know,
think it's one off. They're not that good, and they
no,
aren't that
I think they're good,
right, but
but I
not to
think
the point to where they're that much better than the
yeah,
Ravens. Yeah, okay. So the Raiders and Philly. So ever since the controversy, man, the Raiders been on fire. 33-22 victory. Raiders over the Eagles. Um, your man,
woo, Kamara.
there he goes. Did he score for it?
Yeah, he
I
scored a
need that.
touchdown.
Yeah, I need Winston for that. Touchdown, Saints. Give
I need Winston for that because I need him to get close to what my numbers were saying for the So when Terrence come back, man, he can't get on me too hard.
right. Oh yes, bro. Y'all talking about 5,000 yards, man. Some
50.
more.
I think I said 56 or 52.
Oh man,
So he got a lot of work to do.
yo, I thought he was gonna put up numbers too, and like I guess he just ain't got no receivers like you were saying earlier in the year. But yeah. So next game, Eagles, Raiders, Hurt. 18-34, 236, 2 touchdowns, no picks. People talk about Hurts like he's sticking it up, but his numbers never say he's sticking it up, which is interesting. He 13 carries, 61 yards. So if you had him in fantasy, I mean, he
I
gave
mean,
you some numbers.
he's good for fantasy.
Yeah, no, definitely not for the clutch though. Not for the count. Gotta give you 3 catches, 70 yards. I think more people was hoping that with Ertz gone and he's the sole tight end that he would be one of them 6, 7 catch a game tight ends.
Yeah, I was. That's a disappointment for me. I thought he was going to be up there with high target.
Yeah, definitely. Devontae Smith for 5 for 61. His longest was 20. He had 9 targets though, which is encouraging if you have him. Everybody else was pretty pedestrian for the Eagles. Raiders, who've been balling since John Gruden was fired. Derek Carr 31 for 34, 323, 2 touchdowns and a pick. One of the highest quarterback point getters for this week. Kenyon Drake 14 carries, 69 yards and a touch. He's actually been balling. He's actually taken all of like Jacobs' carries since he's gotten there.
Yeah, definitely. We got a question from Rodney. He got his government out there. It said hurts his fantasy gold, but real football
Real
flank.
sneaky. They ain't need a question. He just came with his 2 cents. He
and
just
then
came with his 2 cents.
and then we're gonna go back. He had another question, right? Or another. He said you trust in Hollywood Brown as wide receiver 2 for the rest of the season. Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean he's still. I think he's the number 1 receiver. But Rashad Bateman, I mean with them, I think he's gonna open up. I honestly think they're a passing team now, to me. Because you got Andrews, they could throw to Andrews, they could throw to Bateman, they could throw to Watkins when he come back. They could throw it to Hollywood Brown. Like honestly, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, definitely. Hollywood Brown is definitely number 2. I think it was me who questioned him 4 or 5 weeks ago, right? And you guys looked at me like, nah, like he's definitely a must play. Yeah, so I got that one wrong. No, he's definitely a wide receiver 2 all day. The Raiders. So Waller didn't play, right?
Last minute decision. I was mad.
So that hurt a lot of people's fantasy team that Waller was out.
But his backup showed real good though. Foster, Monroe?
Yeah, Maru had 6 and Renfro. Maru had 6 for 60 and Renfro had 7 for 58. Maru had a touchdown. Edwards Jones. Receivers ain't do much. Henry Ruggs. I feel like Henry Ruggs become one of them the Sean Jackson types, man.
Yeah, that's all he is. He's just like, Deshaun, Jared Judy. They're all the same, man.
Like if man he don't catch a 65, 70 yarder, you might be in trouble with the fantasy numbers. 4 catches, 34 yards.
I think he has the potential to be like a Marquise Brown, but they don't use him like that. He's just their speed guy.
Right.
I do want to bring up. Remember Hunter Renfro, right? Who's AJ had to drop a receiver or get a receiver, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't pick him up. He picks him up. And I think Rodney picked him up. Somebody picked him up. He's been consistent, man. Like he's not gonna give you the biggest points, but man, if you need somebody reliable, no, Rodney didn't pick him up. If you need somebody reliable, I say pick him up. If he's still available, he gives you consistent catches. He does return games if you get return points. Yeah, he's somebody that you can keep on the bench, and then when they got a bye week, just put him in, plug him in, because he's getting targeted every game, but from Derek Carr.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's definitely getting targeted. Like that's definitely like if you can grab him, like someone for like a quick filler, or if you're desperate off of an injury. Definitely.
Oh, Terrence picked him up.
He did?
Yeah, Terrence picked him up.
Coming up next, Lions, Rams. Oh man, the battle of the traded quarterbacks, yo.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game, man. It was a good game. I know it was a game that Jared Goff did not want to lose either, man. Wanted to prove his worth. But he finished with a Jared Goff game. Average 22 of 36, 268, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Jay Williams, 12 carries, 57 yards, no touches. Swift, 13 carries, 48 yards, no touches. But Swift had 8 catches for 96 yards in the touchdown. I have him on one of my fantasy leagues as well.
And that Raymond guy, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, K. Raymond came out of nowhere with 6 catches, 115.
I
With a
mean, he
long.
did that. He did that twice, but I gotta see more consistency.
You gotta see more. You don't want
Yeah, I gotta see
to.
more consistency.
The problem with our league is our roster spots are so small that our benches that you can't just stash somebody
Nope,
just in case.
nope.
Yeah, every last one of those
We got
spots.
we got another question real quick.
Okay.
Can't believe Ronnie said I can't believe I'm asking this, but Jacob versus Gibson rest of the season.
Gibson.
Oh,
Hold on. We
oh,
talking about Jacobs from the Raiders, right?
yeah, Josh Jacobs. I would think so.
And Gibson. Because Gibson gets Jacobs not even get the most. Hold on, let's go back.
Jacobs get hurt a lot.
Yeah, I'm going with Gibson. Definitely Gibson. All right.
And then hold on, he got another one right here. He says, what happened to Amon Ra? He's still in the Mummy movie, so he couldn't make it to the. He couldn't make it back to the game.
Right.
He didn't show up at all.
Right.
He's doing Mummy Part 6 or something like that.
Right. Nah, definitely.
All right, so you said we're going to the Rams now.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Rams. So coming up, Matt Stafford, 334, 3 touch, no picks. Showing up your man Jared Goff, man. D Henderson with 15 carries,
He
49
was man. He was
yards.
disappointing for me. Man, if he had his normal game like he did last week or the week before,
You
man,
mean Henderson?
I would have won some big money.
Really, Henderson? You mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Nah, definitely, man. Cooper Cup type days. That's just a regular day for him now, man.
Right.
156, 2 touchdowns. I think he's like I think I looked at it earlier. He's like the third most best producing fantasy player right now. Cooper Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry was one. I can't remember who's two. But yeah, Robert Woods is actually been coming on strong the last couple of weeks. He, decent day, 6 catches, 70
Yeah.
yards.
He has been showing up.
Yeah, Higbee gave you 5 for 46. So yeah, this is an interesting one, man. I noticed something that Jared Goff, really wanted going back to LA, but it wasn't to be. And Matt Stafford showed you why they traded for him with 334 and 3 touches. And more importantly, no interceptions. All right, moving on right along. Like the speed of light. We are at Houston, Texas, and Arizona Cardinals. Man, the Houston Texans, man, like, oh man, D Mills.
They're putting up soccer points.
5 point, but look, they led 5-0. They led 5-0, and for a minute I thought they had a shot. And as my man said, and Coming to America, yeah, they had a shot in their ass. like that was crazy. D Mills 135, no touch, no picks though. D Johnson, man, what's up with the running game? 7 carries, 25 yards. Ingram 6 for 9. Landry 2 for 8. Johnson did give you 5 catches though with 27 yards. But real quick, I want to touch on we're getting into the era where and I think that's something that needs to be talked about is how we can have multiple 4, 5, 6 games where the leading running back has 7, 6 carries. Like they're in single digit carries. And we come from an era where that was never going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had one staple running back.
At least had 17.
That backup running back would not show up until somebody's hurt.
Exactly.
or he was a third down back, especially
Right.
But other than that, yeah, you're right. I mean, nowadays you get 6 running backs. Shoot, look at your team. You got 2 running backs. Yeah. I mean, which is, I say it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because you got you don't fatigue. You don't get tired. You keep wearing them down. Then you got to prepare for 2 different styles of running back. How they cut, how they run, how hard they hit the hole. It's really smart, man. It's ingenious. Like if you can find 3 rotating, I think the best combo back in the day was Thunder and Lightning. It was Mike Allstott and
Work done.
Warwick Dunn.
Yeah, yeah,
Them
yeah.
two,
They had a
man.
good one. Yeah, they had good ones. But you also have remember even before
Ratherman and Roger Craig.
Roger Craig. I was gonna say that Craig and Rathman, yo, like that was the first like great duel. Even though Rathman was more of a fullback type, but that was a great dual back combination. It was one more too. For a little while, I think you had Peyton and Neil Anderson at the same time, just for like a year or two. But Peyton was like kind of had fell off by then. I'm showing my age by saying Peyton and Neil Anderson. Like, but yeah,
Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. People don't remember that.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Bo Jackson Mark Allen was crazy. If you don't remember that from nothing else, you should remember from Tecmo Bowl.
Right.
Because they were the only team that had the two back set.
We got another thing that Rodney said,
Yeah.
another comment. He said Cup isn't even his first option on the most pass plays, but the numbers say otherwise. I thought it was his first option. I mean,
Who told Roddy that? Yo, he in the huddle.
he must have been watching the game. He
must have watching the all 22 tape.
Listen,
because I don't know how he had to watching the all 22 because you can't
listen,
get that from a front of TV.
If our host said that he isn't the first option,
that
he's not the first option. So somehow he's coming back to him and becoming the first option.
Rodney got the all 22 tape.
Yeah, he got the all 22.
Like I don't know how he.
Hey, but with Houston, man, honestly, Tyron Taylor's going to come back. I think with him coming back, it's going to open up the playbook. Brandon Cooks back again, and then it's going to open up the running game. So I'm going off of just the first couple weeks that he was playing. He looked really good. So we'll see, man. He was always an okay quarterback, but the first couple games this year, he was really doing good. So I'm rooting for him. I hope he can bring that team up because Terrence got him on the lineup. But I don't want Terrence to be last.
Real quick on the Kyler Murray side. On the Arizona side, Kyler Murray 2028, 261, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Kyler Murray did really just what he needed to do. He needed playing Houston. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. Rushing, C. Edmonds gave him 15 carries for 81. Connor 10, 64, but he had a touchdown.
That's because they were blowing him out, man.
Mm-hmm.
You think? I mean, you sold on them? You think they'll be doing that all year, every game?
You mean the Cardinals, or you mean just them?
Yeah, the Cardinals. You see how it's balanced?
Yeah, I think so, man. Like I think that they have so many weapons. I think that they're going to be balanced like that for the rest of the year. Even Zach Ertz for his first.
Oh yeah, I like that. I picked them up as soon as Waller was out. I picked them up real quick.
Yeah, first game, 366 and 1 touchdown. I don't know what happened to him these last two years at Philly. He's not even that old. It's just for some reason, I don't know. It just wasn't working the last 2 years. Hopkins only had 53 yards, but in the PPR league, he would have gave you 7 and half, 3.5 because he had 7 catches, 1 touchdown, 9 targets. Kirk was 4 for 50 and 1 touch. So, they spread it out. Like you said, the whole offense, the running game, receivers, everybody was pretty balanced. But again, you're playing Houston. So good thing Houston got that first one early because I don't see them. They might not get another the rest of the year unless they play Detroit. Real. All right, next game here we got the Bears and the Bucks. And man, I was rooting for Justin Fields. I was a huge Justin Fields fan coming into the season, hoping he took the league by storm, but I don't know, man. He 22 of 32, 184, no touchdowns and 3 picks.
Whoa. He said in the press conference that, they called to hike the ball real quick. And he throws an offside play. He throws a broken play. So that interception, he thought it was going to count.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, but I was surprised with Herbert, though. I mean, I wasn't surprised with Herbert. I thought Darren Williams. Oh, is it Damian Williams? I thought Damian Williams was going to get more of the more of the rock or more of the targets or rushing attempts, but
Yeah.
Herbert looked explosive.
Yeah, 18 carries, 100 yards with a long hit, a
He
29-yard run.
He looked really explosive.
Yeah, Williams only got 3. Justin Fields, 8 carries, 38 yards with a long of 16. So he did pretty good. Receiving.
You called this out. Go ahead, toot your own horn, man.
About which one?
About the receivers for Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah. We I'm gonna like get to that. I was gonna get to that over the text message yesterday, but I said
Oh yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna let it. I ain't gonna go high. I ain't gonna go too high on. I'm gonna wait till today. Yeah, Chicago receivers ain't worth talking about, man. They ain't do much of nothing. I got a stock in my other league with Brady and Brady.
I don't know what just happened, but we just had a big break.
Okay, got you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it was a big fuzz or something. Something just came through, but
Okay.
hey, just go ahead and repeat what you said.
Nah, I was gonna say like the only negative thing about the Tampa game with Brady and them is that they jumped out to a lead so big, so early that they didn't have to throw the ball anymore. So
Right.
they had 35 points in the second quarter. Brady had 4 touchdowns. You thought I was like, yo, Brady about to, give me 8 touchdowns. I was like, I'm about to be good because I had a stack. I had Brady and Evans. And I'm like, oh, he got 3 already. He got 4. This is gonna be a hell of a day. Third quarter came, they just put the brakes on. He never did that in New England.
Mm-mm.
Like in New England, they just kept pouring it on. So he wound up with just his 211 with 4 touches. Fournette's been beasting lately.
Yeah.
15 for 81. Jones 10 for 63. Fournette had a touchdown, by the way. And receiving, man, Mo Evans. Well, we both were right though, because you said Godwin was gonna get most of the work.
Yeah.
And he did get 8 catches for 111,
he
touchdown.
got most of 11 targets.
Yeah, and Evans had 10, but he just had the 3 touchdowns, 6 catches for 76. So that was a win-win right there. OJ Howard though, he didn't get the work.
Nope.
That you predicted.
Or Giovanni Bernard. I thought Giovanni Bernard was gonna get some, but no, he didn't.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we can move on from that game. That was a debacle. But the Bears, as much as we talk about the Bears, they're only 3-4. Like they're not really that. Their record isn't even that bad. So.
Yeah, but who won those 3? Was it Dalton?
Fields won 1 or 2. Fields might have won 2. Dalton got hurt like in week 2.
Oh, okay.
3. Yeah, Fields won 1 or 2. Now your game, last but not least, the Colts and the Niners.
Sucks.
Man, yeah, man. Carson Wentz, mediocre, but that's what Carson Wentz do as well. 17 for 26, 150, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Probably he should have threw like 3 picks.
Yeah, in the first half, yeah.
like y'all had San Fran players had 2 hands on the ball. Like it was crazy. Taylor again, 18 for 107 and a touch, man. He's
just a monster.
Yeah, and that offensive line, man, it's like
Pittman
doing a good job.
Pittman did his thing too. But other than that, it was bad. It was just a bad game.
Yeah.
The score makes it seem different than what it really was watching the game.
Yeah, definitely. San Fran offense was struggling. Pittman 4 catches, 105, and a touchdown. He caught all his targets, only targeted 4 times, longer 57. Garoppolo, 16 to 27, 181, 1 touch, 2 picks. As a San Fran fan, man, how do you feel about him moving forward?
Honestly, I mean, I'm ready for him to be benched. I mean, this is me. Like, I think that right now we need a spark.
Mhm.
Um, I think that Trey Lance gives us more potential. Um, Jimmy G, man, Garoppolo, we kind of know what he does. He is who he is. You know, he gonna do everything in the middle. He just holds the ball too long. There was sometimes I'm like, why are you holding the ball? Like, just throw it. Uh, and then some of it I gotta think is the play calling too, man. Some of the play calling I was disagreeing on, but I think just he's not the fit for San Fran.
Okay.
Trey Lance, I think will open up a little bit different. It's going to be trial by fire, you know, learn as you go,
Right.
but it gives you hope. Now you watch, you be like, man, it hurts more when you know how good you are
Hmm.
and you lose the game. That
Yeah.
it makes it stressful because even if you had Lance, you have the potential. It's the potential that makes you excited to watch the
Right.
game.
Right.
The way they playing right now, you on in your back of your head, you think like the season over.
Right.
You don't want to say it, but you like
Right.
season over. It's still a lot of games left, but
Well,
if
yeah.
they keep playing like this, season
Uh-huh.
over.
Well, you know what? They might have found something in Elijah Mitchell, 18 carries, 107, a touchdown. He looks really explosive, yo. Like he looks quick.
He
Like when
runs a
he gets
4-3. I mean,
yeah.
he doesn't. There's some plays I saw that he could have had a lot more yards, but he just
Uh-huh.
didn't hit the hole. He just didn't see it. But like
Okay.
this is his first year in the playbook. You know, I need him to do well. I put $275 dollars on him, so on my free agent waiver wire. So
So where did
I
he
need
come
him
from?
to produce.
Where did he come from?
Louisiana,
And he's a
Louisiana
rookie, right?
something, Monroe.
Okay. And he's a rookie this year?
He's a rookie. You breaking up?
Oh, is he a rookie this year? I'm still breaking up?
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Okay. Okay. All right, Debo, 7 catches, 100 yards, a touchdown. He had 11 targets, so Debo did a Debo thing. Um, yeah, and that's the game
Hey
recaps,
man,
man. Like,
it must be a host problem. Hey, can you hear me
right.
breaking up or anything?
So, am I breaking up now?
Yeah,
Am I
you're still
breaking up?
breaking up.
Still breaking up? All right, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, it must be a host curse or something because
I
Ronnie
know.
had the issue.
Right, right. I never break up.
You still breaking up.
Oh man,
Now you breaking up.
I'll be all ready to
I'm
jump.
scared to even say something. I'm scared to even host right now for the rest of the players on San Fran. Then I started breaking up. But nah, but going forward, yeah. Debo Samuel had 11 targets, 7 receptions, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. He lost a fumble too, and he gave up a crucial pick. Um, he dropped the ball, it went right into the DB's hands, and then he did also kick return, um, averaging 33 yards. I mean 30 yards again.
Oh, look like we lost Jose. Jose. Hey. All right, look like we lost Jose. Oh, Jose's back. You back?
My apology. I don't know what happened just there.
Might have been. Yeah, it might be your internet. Can you see me fine now?
Yeah, you're good. No, I'm telling you, it's the host curse. First it was Rodney, then it was you, and then I
Yeah.
started taking over, and then I got kicked out.
All right, cool. So we're gonna run down. Right. So we're gonna do. So we already pretty much ran down the top performers, man. My top performer of the day, I gotta give it to Ma Chase. Like I think like he's just a beast, man. Like and with Burrow throwing the ball, 'cause we know no receiver is anything without their quarterback. Um, he definitely is one that I think is a play every week, man. Like
Yeah,
he's a potential game changer. He up there with Derrick Henry as far as like he could win you a week, like just off of one performance. How about you? What's your top?
My top players would be Burrow, um, Tua, and Chase and
Okay.
Johnson. Derek Johnson is Derek Johnson
Derek,
from
yeah. You talked the running back from Cleveland.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Those are my big top performers.
definitely, definitely. Unfortunately, moving forward for him, I don't know what they're gonna do with. I feel like we said, they on that Denver Bronco tip in the late '90s, early 2000s with the or Lando Gary and them, where they just can plug anybody back there and go
Yeah,
get a.
yeah.
Like definitely, definitely, definitely. So this is where the Sleeper King makes his money. People, waiver targets, man. Like, who are you going after this week, or who do you recommend people go after this week for targets in the waiver wire?
Well, this is of course bye weeks coming up and so forth. So if you can, if you had Waller and Waller's still out, definitely go after his backup tight end, Foster Monroe. Zach Ertz, if he's still available, go ahead grab them. Um, Tyron Taylor, definitely pick him up. He should be in IR. If you don't have the ability to put him in the IR section, go ahead pick him up. He's coming up. And if you need some wide receiver play, Dante Pettis, um, Brian Edwards from Raiders,
Okay.
and Elijah Moore, I will hold him for a little bit. And I'm still going to say De'Ami Brown. Just keep him in your bench, you know. But out of all the players, I said before, like KJ Osborne, they still available. Definitely get them. People I said before has been producing, so definitely have them on your lineup to pick up for bye weeks. But for right now, I'm just running over just new people that I haven't said before, so um, that you can kind of plug in. But Foster Monroe, for I think that's his. I didn't pronounce his last name, but tight end from the Raiders. He had 6 catches, 6 targets for 60 yards. Definitely pick him up if you need a tight end, especially if you had Waller on your roster.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I think the hardest thing to pick up, man, right now are backs. Man, like, it's so many backs being used, and there's so many multiple, like how we talked about earlier, backs, that if you don't have a running back, like, you figure if you got a 14-team league, everyone has 2 people that they play. Some people play 3. Then they got people on the bench. So you figure you're probably averaging about 35, 36 backs taken in a league.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, finding the back, I think is one of the most difficult things. And
I mean, of course, if you have Herbert, I mean, in our league, it's kind of hard to find any type of backs, but like, you got the potential with Gibson getting hurt,
right,
Mike Davis getting hurt, picking
yeah,
up their running back, their backup running backs.
yeah. And that's the best approach, right? Is if you got to find out who gets hurt and grab the like next man up as soon as you can.
And then trade's going to be coming up soon. I think by the end of next week or this week, June 1st or something like that. I mean November 1st.
Yeah.
But it all depends where they go. Like Marlon Mack, shoot, Derek Johnson could be dealt.
Wasn't Marlon Mack just like a beast a couple years ago? Wasn't he the top
Yeah,
back for Indianapolis?
yeah, but he can go somewhere and play out. So there's opportunity there's opportunity out there. Like Miles Sanders, I think he's hurt. So Gainwell, and then who's that other one? Brian Scott that they had. But I can't. You can't trust Eagles running game right now.
Yeah, nah, definitely.
So
Yeah, they don't get the ball to the running back.
and then
They're on that Andy Reid stuff.
so you had Jermichael Hasty that came back to San Francisco, and then also Jeff Wilson is going to be coming back soon. So Jeff Wilson produced when he was there last year for San Francisco. So when he comes in, he could be that 1-2 punch that San Fran needs. Shoot, you got Rondo Jones can go. He could be traded for Tampa Bay. He's good. I think he can start somewhere else. You got Carson. I think he's injured, but Alex Collins is there, and then I think he has a backup with Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, you got. It's hard to find. I mean, Damian Williams backup, McKinnon, Goldman.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it's just,
yeah. You just got a mind for him. You got a mind.
or
Dig.
you might just do what you did, sacrifice the points. If you got
Yeah,
a bye week, you don't need a running back. Don't waste it on somebody. Wait, go ahead, grab somebody that somebody dropped,
yeah,
and then just try to hold out for one game.
yeah, yeah. You can do that, but just don't have five people off of one. Five
Uh,
spots not available like I did. Not playing, but yeah. So before we get on up out of here, man, let's take a live look at the Saints and Seahawks, man. 10-7 right now. Actually, Seattle is about to kick a field goal. It is
it's good.
no good. Nah, he missed it. He missed it.
Seattle
Oh
missed it.
yeah, that went wide right, man.
Well, he gave him a. Oh,
He gave him a "don't worry about it" tap on the
oh.
head. Like, he gave him it'll be all right.
I
Right there,
thought he gave,
it'll
I thought
be
he
all
gave him a. Hey, you made it. Wait.
right. He gave him a love, but yeah,
Oh man, I got to learn those type of taps.
yeah, man.
I mean,
10-7.
who's the
But
highest? What's the stats
Jay
going on?
Winston, Jay Winston right now got 170 and a touch, which I need that. Geno Smith 118, one touchdown. Alvin Kamara doing too much, 14 for 30. Well, actually, I'm sorry, he's catching.
Whoa, he is.
Yeah, he has 9 receptions for 115 and a touchdown to go
Whew.
with his 14 carries for 31 yards. So he's killing right now.
It's
Matter of fact, he is
just
up
like
with
this the old school.
Alvin Kamara. That's the Alvin
Yeah.
Kamara with Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course you know your man Mega. I want to call him Megatron, but I guess that's already taken.
DK
Metcalf.
Metcalf.
Yeah, he had a huge 84-yard catch and run for a touchdown. That's his only catch though.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it, man. And him and Lattimore been going back and forth all game.
And then Lockett, still not doing good, man. He had 3 targets for 2 catches,
Yeah,
12 yards.
well,
Oh man, this is gonna be bad.
yeah. So this third
So if you
quarter,
have Lockett on your team, you're gonna have to wait until or Metcalf. You basically just gonna have to find somebody on the waiver wire that we call like KJ Osborne, one of them, and
right?
plug them in until. I mean, that's the question you're gonna ask. You got to ask yourself: is that are you gonna start? Are you gonna keep him in the lineup, Metcalf and Lockett, knowing their quarterback situation?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you hope like what just happened with Metcalf. You hope that they are that since they're explosive that they catch that one, and once you get that one for 84, then you only need about 3 for 20, right? You know
Right?
what I mean? And you hope that happens. I guess you hope that their talent wins out and over the ineptitude at quarterback, because yeah, I mean. Yeah, that's tough, man. Whoever had them when Wilson went down like that, yeah, that crushed a lot. Especially if you had a stat and you thought that you had it made, like you had Wilson and
Woo!
Lockett or something, and you thought you had it made, yeah, that probably took your whole season down.
That's crazy. They have Kamara came out as the wide receiver.
Hey, the most now. I got the ball. Like he touching the ball every play, it feels like. What is his fantasy points on this league? I don't know who has Kamara.
I don't know, but he looks. I'm gonna find out right now.
It's pretty crazy. Alvin Kamara. Yeah, this is a good game. Actually, pretty close, 10-7. We should.
Um, Mayhem Chris
And what's his point total right now?
26.60 right now,
Wow, it's early,
and he still got another.
quarter and a half.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he touched the ball like crazy. So we shall see, man. But all right, Jose, we did it, man.
Yep.
Dynamic duo, another one in the books.
Everybody, please subscribe.
Yeah,
Thank
please
you for the
subscribe.
comments.
Yes, hit the bell, likes, comment, tell us what you would like to see, what you wouldn't like to see. Yeah, like and hopefully we'll be back at full strength soon. We'll definitely have Rodney back soon.
Yep.
Yeah, waiting on T. So, all right, man, y'all take care. Everybody be safe out there.
You say.
All right, Jose.